Tonight on CTV News at 6. Targeting the Ford government.
They need to fund this hospital appropriately to make sure you and your loved ones get the care that you deserve.
Union officials at North Bay's hospital are protesting job cuts. A new life-saving tool.
There's lots of evidence to show that earlier transfusion does impact the mortality of patients that have hemorrhage, be it from trauma or medical causes.
Orange is partnering with the hospital in Timmins to bring this program to the Northeast. And the city of Greater Sudbury is working on it.
A lot of the parking issues downtown come down to management, less than space.
There will be fewer parking spots during construction of the new event center.
CTV News at 6 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening and thanks for spending some time with us on this Wednesday. A heavy police presence in Timmins tonight. Police are executing a search warrant in the area of Jubilee Avenue and McLean Drive at this hour. People are asked to avoid the area to allow police to conduct their work safely. CTV is following this story and we will provide an update as more details become available. Police in Sault Ste. Marie have laid weapons-related charges against a man after a shotgun was fired inside an apartment. Police were called to Wellington Street, where a 35-year-old man fired a shotgun at the floor. The blast went through the floor into the apartment below. While the unit was occupied at the time, no one was hurt. The 35-year-old faces 14 charges, including reckless discharge of a firearm. Pre-trial discussions between the Crown and the lawyer for Sault Ste. Marie MPP Chris Scott will continue. That from the judge presiding over the assault case. Scott's lawyer told the court this morning discussions with the Crown attorney are going well and asked for an adjournment. The judge granted the request with the case resuming December 24th. Scott was arrested September 21st on assault and assault with a weapon charges, and he was removed from the Progressive Conservative caucus. Unionized staff, along with union leaders at North Bay Regional Health Centre, were picketing after news of 40 positions being cut at the hospital. CTV's Eric Tashner reports.
Waving flags and carrying signs, union leaders and hospital staff are calling on the Ford government to address what they say is a crisis at the North Bay Regional Health Centre.
They need to fund this hospital appropriately to make sure you and your loved ones get the care that you deserve.
Last month, the hospital announced 40 positions are being cut as it grapples with a $5.6 million budget deficit. 13 nursing positions are impacted under the hospital's belt tightening.
When you're looking at balancing books, you shouldn't be balancing books on frontline staff.
Union leaders say they continue to see chronic understaffing and a high burnout rate within the hospital's walls. CUPE says data shows only 41% of emergency room patients at the hospital are admitted within the target time of 8 hours, and the average wait time is 17 hours.
It's going to be dire for patients in this community when this is the only hospital we have.
Along with long wait times, the union is highlighting further analysis that shows the hospital needs to add 120 staff annually to keep up with the growing patient volume. In a statement, Nipissing MPP Vic Fideli touts annual funding for the North Bay Regional Health Centre since 2020 has grown by $49.3 million, representing a nearly 20% increase. Thanks to these significant patient-focused investments, the NBRHC has confirmed that its long-term planning changes will not affect patient care or access to services in North Bay.
For him to say it doesn't affect front lines is fantasy. He hasn't had to look at a patient and say, I won't be back. We're short 3 staff today.
Union leaders fear funding shortfalls will lead to further investment in privatized health care. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Orange paramedics in Timmins now have a new life-saving tool aboard their aircraft. The Blood on Board program officially launched at the Orange hangar this morning. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports on this first in northeastern Ontario.
Blood on Board is a collaborative project involving Ontario's Orange Air Ambulance paramedics and the Timmins and District Hospital. Orange paramedics will now take blood with them on their flights, allowing them to transfuse blood to patients quicker.
So there's significant regulation around how you can store it, how you keep it, how you manage it. And so it took being able to work with the hospital and the transfusion lab to be able to put together all of the regulatory requirements and the framework to have blood sitting at the base and available for our crews.
Joanne Skinner is an Orange critical paramedic with 20 years experience.
Oh, I'm definitely excited. There's definitely like calls in my past where I've talked with the sending facilities where they're reluctant to give up all their blood supply, but the patient needs it. So there's this internal kind of part of you that just wants to be able to provide better patient care, and this will be able to do that.
The Blood on Board program is available in other parts of the province. It took about a year to establish it in Timmins.
O negative is the universal donor, so that's what we'll be providing for Orange for transfusions. O negative, Cal negative. The Cal negative is important for females of childbearing age, so that will also be provided to them. So yeah, our stock will increase a little bit at Timmins because we have to be able to always have those 4 units for them.
There's lots of evidence to show that earlier transfusion does impact the mortality of patients that have hemorrhage, be it from trauma or medical causes.
Orange paramedics will always have blood with them. One cooler will be stored on base. The other will be taken on a flight, ready at the right temperature when needed. Officials say plans are underway to expand the Blood on Board program to other areas of the province, including Sudbury. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
It's the largest fentanyl seizure in OPP history, $6.5 million taken off the streets in Windsor. An investigation into drug trafficking started a year ago and culminated with the seizure of 46 kilograms of fentanyl in September. 2 men have been charged in connection to the case, both believed to be primary members of a drug trafficking network with ties to criminal organizations. A 25-year-old Windsor man faces 27 charges, while a 28-year-old man from Vancouver is facing 29 charges.
Criminal networks are here to exploit our communities and areas within our communities where they believe that there will be financial gain. There was a large seizure here, and we were able to remove that from being trafficked within the community of Windsor and surrounding area.
Officers also confiscated other drugs, cash, and weapons. The leader of Ontario's official opposition was back in Sault Ste. Marie this week, the second multi-day visit in just over a month. Today, Mart Stiles was flanked by former local candidate Lisa Vezo-Allen as they spoke with officials from Steelworkers Local 2251, Algoma Steel's largest union. The NDP leader says this visit was prompted by concern over what she calls a gap in the current level of government oversight for SUITEs. The steelworkers outlined the concerns their members have, particularly those related to tariffs and uncertainty on possible protections for Algoma Steel staff built into loan agreements.
There's just a lot of uncertainty still and anxiety among workers here at Algoma, and not a lot of answers from any level of government. So people feel like they're a bit in limbo right now. They don't know why Algoma hasn't actually triggered the 16-week notice for EI. And while that might sound good, like, okay, maybe there's a plan, the problem is we don't see a plan.
Stiles says upper levels of government have not been quick enough to establish supports for workers who may eventually be laid off. She was told that United Steelworkers is setting up its own action center to retrain workers. Shifting now to the weather, clouds and some light snow was the order of the day. What's happening out there right now? To tell us more, here's CTV's Rick Wyman.
Well, Tony, we've got some light snow and some light rain throughout northeastern Ontario. We'll get to that with our current conditions in just a couple of moments. Our systems map, of course, with that, we're showing you right now some of that precipitation in the form of flurries and, of course, some rain as it filters through northeastern Ontario. So, again, coming up in just a couple of minutes, our current conditions. And, again, we do have some good news on the 7-day forecast. We've got some sunshine coming up, but you'll have to wait till at least Friday for that and a lot more. Tony?
Thanks, Rick. What's the plan? Still to come on CTV News at 6. There will be fewer parking spots in downtown Sudbury once construction of a new arena is underway. And Timmins City Council approves more money for a long-term care home that's over budget.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Time now for a look at the mayor's chair. Once a week, we check in with local mayors to see what's happening in their community and some of the situations they're dealing with. Joining us tonight in the mayor's chair is Rod Ward from Armour Township. Mayor Ward, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. I feel like you guys are in my family room every night when I watch your news. I appreciate the invite.
I love it. Proud to be part of your family. Thank you for that. Well, I got to start by asking, we are starting to see some of that wicked weather, that four-letter word snow across our broadcast region. Now, I know last year your neighbors further down Highway 11 in the Muskoka region got walloped. Almaguin, where you're located, got its fair share. Is everyone ready?
Yeah, we're always ready, and we're very fortunate in terms of the staff that we have. Everybody from roads to bylaw to treasury, you name it. We've got excellent staff, so our staff are always prepared. And in these days of the climate change, you just don't know what you're going to be facing. We had an interesting year this year. We were fortunate. We missed the ice storm for the most part last year. But we did get hit with a major weather event July 6th and 7th, which actually caused severe damage to a lot of our roads. So we actually lost roads. Magnetawan Township as well as Strong lost a lot too. So it doesn't even matter what time of year it is. It's unpredictable, and it's something that we have to always be ready for.
Yeah, I saw a lot of incredible video coming out of Almaguin, including from CTV viewers. How did you guys fare with the summer? Did you still see the tourists and the summer residents come up?
Absolutely. Yeah, it seemed like a busier year even than normal, and I'm not sure if that has to do with what's going on south of the border, but we certainly were as busy as we always are. The stores were all busy, which was great to see. The weather after that July 6th and 7th event, the weather settled down. We ended up having a beautiful summer, so it didn't deter people. It was just one of those things that we had to deal with at the time.
The Premier has made a big push in other news for creating homes. And I know there's a lot on your radar right now. And some of the scenes we're seeing from the great folks who work in economic development that we're looking at right now. Almaguin looks beautiful. How does a township like Armour try and compete with some of the neighboring areas? Is building homes a thing for you?
Absolutely, but we prefer not to look at it as competition. And I think one of the key points when we all live in small municipalities, typically the Almaguin Highlands is 1,500 people or less in each municipality. We get the most bang for the buck when we work together. So economic development is one of the key areas. We actually did a housing task force through the economic development team over the past year or so that involved a number of different groups, as well as developers and folks from the ministry in terms of what are the things we can do to make things better. So that ranges from changes to official plans and zoning bylaws to make things easier for people to understand, to just getting properties ready so that if a commercial user, a business wants to come up, we're already ready. So we have been looking back at that task force. We tend not to just shelve these reports. We like to pull them out constantly. It's part of our continuous improvement to make sure that we're ready for the future, and that task force was one of it. So that was headed by economic development, but involved a lot of folks from across the Almaguin Highlands.
Finally, I'm down to the last 20 seconds, but it's November. A lot of budgets being discussed right now, municipal, federal, the provincial fall economic statement. If anyone at Queen's Park happens to be watching or listening right now, what's at the top of Armour's wish list?
Well, any kind of infrastructure funding is always appreciated. We just had a bridge that we had to put in place this year. And as I mentioned before, actually that bridge actually suffered some damage during the construction. So the costs keep going up. We want to make sure that we can stay on top of it. Our goal is to always provide value for our constituents. So it's not just about holding the line. We want to make sure we have new and better services for our constituents all the time, but at the same time, costs are going up. So we do need that help, and we certainly appreciate what the province can forward to us.
A lot of funding issues facing smaller municipalities for sure. Absolutely. We'll be watching that closely too. Mayor Ward, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me in. Appreciate it.
That's Mayor Rod Ward from Armour Township.
Thanks for that, Ian. Once construction begins on the new event center in Sudbury, hundreds of parking spaces will be eliminated, but the city has a plan on where to add them elsewhere. That story from CTV's Angela Gemmell.
On game nights at the Sudbury Arena, this parking lot is full, as are most spaces throughout the downtown. But once construction starts on the new event center, the South District will be down 270 spots.
A lot of the parking issues downtown come down to management, less than space. So making sure that people can access the right type of spot when they visit.
A report heading to Sudbury City Council next week shows how the city plans to make up the loss of parking supply while construction is underway. Spaces will be added at the former site of the Multicultural Folk Arts Building, the CP Rail Yard, and even beside the Samaritan Centre. And there's a plan for free transit rides for those heading to ticketed events at the arena.
Game night, we get a lot of people park all over the downtown. People want to go hit a restaurant before or after, and it makes it a little bit easier to get in and out of your parking spot because if you're parked a couple blocks away.
The head of the downtown business improvement area is hopeful the temporary changes will lead to permanent solutions long after the event center is built.
We're seeing a lot of return to office right now. That'll start putting some pressure on parking as well. And what we know is that when the pressure kind of builds both at night and during the day, it makes it a lot easier to build parking.
Sudbury Wells Sports and Entertainment, which owns the teams playing out of the arena, said in a statement they're working with the city, adding, "We support the city's efforts to provide convenient parking options and free transit services, including shuttle and bus routes, to make event access as seamless as possible." The report puts the cost for the temporary parking plan at $500,000 to be funded through the Parking Reserve Fund. The city says fencing will be installed around the perimeter planned construction site. When that happens, these parking spaces will disappear and drivers will have to find somewhere else to park. Angela Gamble, CTV News, Sudbury.
Last night, Timmins City Council voted to increase the Golden Manor project by another $8.8 million after learning construction was over budget. In a presentation, the city's Director of Growth and Infrastructure attributed the overage to schedule delays, winter construction impacts, and higher costs of labor and materials. Due to tariffs, some weren't happy about the choice they were being left with.
I just don't feel the city and its residents should have to pay anything relating to tariff increases. This project was awarded long before any tariffs surfaced. And if the contractors or sub-trades did not take care of what they had to purchase at that point, I'm not prepared to shoulder that additional cost, but I just want to raise it again. So thank you.
Golden Manor is 62% complete, with the building turnover scheduled for May 26th. Nipissing MPP Vic Fideli announced $10 million in supports for small municipalities' road repairs. The province is launching a pothole prevention and repair program with $10 million in funding for municipalities with populations of 10,000 or less. Municipalities can get up to $38,000 for road maintenance and pothole prevention related projects. The goal of the program is to help communities with smaller tax bases maintain their infrastructure. Back now for a check on the current conditions. Here's Rick.
Little bit of snow and some rain in northeastern Ontario, Tony, as we take a look at our current conditions. Right now you can see that system moving through the northeast. It'll clear by about Friday with some sunshine or some sun and cloud, as you are about to see in the 7-day forecast in just a couple of minutes. Let's check out the current temperatures. For this evening, Moosonee, we've got -2, so the wind chill factor has been included in tonight's temperatures. I'm trying to keep up each and every night depending on the wind chill. Cochrane -2, Timmins -4, Kapuskasing -4 as well. Meanwhile, in Chapleau, we've got light precipitation -3, Wawa 0, Sault Ste. Marie precipitation as well. Parry Sound, mainly cloudy skies at 2 in North Bay. We've got -4, Temiskaming Shores -2, and Kirkland Lake at -2 as well. Moving on over to Greater Sudbury, Nickel Belt -2, mainly cloudy, Espanola 1, Elliott Lake 0, and Gorbet some light rain at 0 this hour. 7-day forecast and the pick of the day, Tony, coming up just a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Rick. $10 a day childcare next on CTV News at 6. What does the extension mean for Ontario parents with small children? And a nickel project near Timmins is going to be added to Canada's special projects list. Last night, we told you the Ontario and federal governments have agreed to a one-year extension for the national $10 a day childcare program. Northern politicians and daycare providers are reacting. We get more from CTV's Lindsay Alec.
Early learning and care on the occasion of the grand opening.
In May, Tracy Sierakowski and Nickel Belt MPP Franz Gillina celebrated the grand opening of Discovery Early Learning's main site. Today, they are reacting to news that the federal child care program will continue, but only until December 31st, 2026.
We were hoping to see this $10 a day fee come to fruition, and it's not going to happen right away. So let down for the families, cheering that it's continuing, but we still have, those struggles of the families for real, affordable, high quality licensed childcare.
How could it be that other provinces have succeeded? They've sat down with the federal government and they have $10 a day childcare. In Ontario, we're not even talking about this anymore. We're talking, hoping to keep what we have.
Sierakowski adds that the other missing piece is the workforce strategy.
Decent work, including pensions and paid sick time. Some agencies don't even have health benefits. So we need to have good registered early childhood educators offering high quality programs, and you're not going to have that unless you have good staff who have a good sense of well-being and feel valued in their work.
She's issuing a call to action to all families to step up and talk to local MPs and MPPs to say we want this to happen and it needs to happen now.
They announced this as good news for parents. Good news or stability. 1 year from now, we'll be negotiating again. So unless your kids are 4 or 5 years old and getting into school, that isn't good news for new moms, new dads.
In a statement to CTV News, Sudbury MP Vivienne Lapointe says in part, this 1 year extension, backed by an additional $695 million in federal funding, ensures parents won't face higher costs come spring. But I share the concerns raised by families and advocates who want to see progress, not pause, towards the $10 a day promise. When it comes to waitlist times to get a spot in the city, Sierakowski says the main site could accommodate 10 infants, but had 700 on the wait list the day it opened. Lindsay Alec, CTV News, Sudbury.
A groundbreaking ceremony was held today for a major battery storage facility in eastern Ontario. CTV's Siobhan Morris has more on the project, which is expecting to receive federal funding.
Frozen as it may be, a groundbreaking in eastern Ontario for what will be Canada's largest battery storage facility.
It will provide enough capacity to supply energy needs to nearly 400,000 homes.
The facility, 80 kilometers south of Ottawa, part of the puzzle to meet the province's growing energy needs.
The Skyview 2 facility will store electricity from the grid during periods of lower demand, then release it during peak times.
The system should be running by 2027.
It's about sustainability, affordability, reliable infrastructure. It's about economic development. It's about powering and empowering our local economic future.
A proposed nickel mine north of Timmins appears to be a step closer to the finish line. Sources tell CTV News Prime Minister Mark Carney will include the Crawford project in his next round of major projects on Thursday. It means faster and streamlined approvals.
It's great that they're doing the Crawford nickel project. I love it. But let's get out of our way on everything else.
The Premier and his Minister of Energy want Carney to go bigger than his first round support of small modular nuclear reactors.
You want to do nation building? How could you do it without the largest scale investment, a $256 billion gain to the national GDP?
Adding more than 10,000 permanent jobs using Canadian supplies.
That's a key area that we need investment on. We need investment on the Ring of Fire. We need investment on the tunnel.
Carney has been non-committal on backing Doug Fort's tunnel under Highway 401 for cars and transit. The contract for a feasibility study has just been awarded. No matter the project.
If we want to do big things and move at the speed in a post-Trump world, we have to end the duplication between governments. Canadians don't have time for this.
The proposed nickel mine is also expected to churn out large quantities of minerals like cobalt, platinum, palladium, and chromite. It would supply the EV and stainless steel industries. And Minister Lecce says it could help loosen China's grip on the supply chain.
At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
We won't hear officially until tomorrow, but CTV News already has a sense of what Mark Carney will unveil in the second phase of new nation-building projects. Abigail Beeman has our story.
Silism's LNG is charting a new course for a better future.
A promotional video explains the Silism's mobile LNG facility, one of the major projects expected to be added to the list by the Prime Minister in Prince Rupert Thursday.
And has North America's shortest marine route to growing Asian markets.
In addition to Silism's in BC, CTV News has learned the Prime Minister is expected to announce a hydroelectric development project in Iqaluit, the Sisson Mine project in New Brunswick, and the Crawford Nickel Mine project in Northern Ontario.
50% of global nickel comes from Indonesia. The Chinese own 75% of those mines. We have to disrupt their stranglehold of the supply chain.
Mark Carney has faced criticism for picking projects already in various stages of development.
There's not a single project that he has launched that was not already in the making or approved before he took office.
In 2017, Dominic LeBlanc, still a minister now, said construction on the Sisson mine should start the next year.
I think that North America and Canada benefit strategically.
That mine has faced more than a decade of environmental approvals and delays. The defense minister today asked about the U.S.'s nearly $21 million contribution to it.
Our Defense Department is cooperating with our Department of Natural Resources in order to help, first of all, identify the extent of critical minerals in Canada.
These types of developments can carry dire and very expensive long-term liabilities. Short-term needs are very real in the Canadian economy. Long-term thinking also is needed.
As for the status of an east-west pipeline pushed by Alberta, no word that it will be on tomorrow's list. Danielle Smith has said she's in daily negotiations with Ottawa, hopeful that a memorandum of understanding will be ready by Sunday's Grey Cup or shortly after. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
And there's more news still ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Rick.
Okay, we're in the midst right now of some precipitation in the form of showers and flurry activity, but it will get better. Let's check out our forecast radar right now. That system moving through northeastern Ontario. This is how it's going to look like by about Friday. And of course, we've got some sunshine coming in, some sun and clouds, some sunshine, so get ready for that. Things are about to change, but give it a day or so. Flurries in Greater Sudbury overnight, Sault Ste. Marie, chance of sleet. Flurries in Timmins, chance of flurries. Temiskaming Shores and North Bay, chance of sleet as well. So it'll hang around. Flurries in Moosonee, Caphurst, chance of flurries, chance of sleet in Wawa, Gore Bay, chance of sleet, rain, snow mix in Parry Sound, and 2 degrees. Now your 7-day forecast, chance of flurries for tomorrow at 3, 1 Friday, Saturday at 4, 2 degrees on Sunday, Monday 1, and Tuesday we've got a reading of 0, which is below normal for this time of the year. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, chance of sleet at 60% tomorrow. Friday, some sunshine. Saturday, some cloud cover. Chance of sleet on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, some sun and cloud. Your temperatures 2 and 3 degrees. Moving on over to Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, chance of flurries at 60% tomorrow. Friday, some sun and cloud. Saturday, some cloud cover. Sleet, good chance there on Sunday at 60%. Monday and Tuesday, some sun and cloud as well. Those daytime temperatures decent for this time of the year, considering your normal is about 1. Not so bad at night either. We have seen worse in the last couple of weeks. In Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, chance of flurries for tomorrow at 0, -1 Friday, sun and cloud. Saturday, some cloud cover at 2. Chance of sleet Sunday, 40% +1, -1 Monday, sun and cloud. Tuesday, sun and cloud, -1 as well. What's your normal? Well, it's stuck at +1 for this time of the year, so it's awfully close. 1, -1. It's getting colder. Meanwhile, in North Bay, West Nipissing, here we go. Chance of flurries at 40% for tomorrow. 3 degrees your expected high. Chance of flurries again at 1 on Friday. Cloud cover Saturday at 3. Chance of sleet 30% Sunday at 2. Here we go. Some sunny weather for a change. Monday, Tuesday, some sun and cloud both days, 1 and 0. Your normal should be hovering at around 2, but that's been changing all week long. So again, some nice temperatures during the day and not so cold at night, at least for the next couple of days. Let's have a peek now at our pick of the day. You'll like this one. Wow. What did the fox say? Well, Melody Rondeau. This shot taken near Go Gamma, managed to get this one. And Mel, I'm really surprised how close you got to this fox. Great shot there, love the eyes, and of course very friendly, probably hungry too. Stick around, Tony has more news coming up after the break.
The temperatures are falling, so it's important to dress for the weather, but some don't have the proper clothing. Today, United Way Centre Aid Northeast hosted its annual Keep Seniors Warm event at a Giant Tiger location in Sudbury. CTV's Madison Merrier has more.
Around 125 seniors are coming into the store and picking out brand new clothing.
This event is for our vulnerable seniors who cannot afford a warm coat or boots or hat or mitts or whatever to help them get through the winter.
This event allows seniors to choose items up to $200 for themselves that they need this season.
For me personally, I just find it rewarding to see seniors, and they're so appreciative of what we have provided for them.
In addition to the winter clothing, seniors are gifted a knitted hat, blankets, or mittens made by local seniors groups, along with a Tim's gift card and treats for their pets from the SPCA.
We've been living in a hotel room for over a year now, so it's been pretty rough with the grandkids and whatnot, but this was a real treat. This was definitely a real treat.
Sudbury should do a lot more to help take care of their seniors. I stay in the shelters and stuff like that, and you got these people 80 and 90 years of age walk around in this cold weather, and that should not be.
Keeping Seniors Warm began 13 years ago, and since then, more clients have been added to the event.
I got a call from my worker, Ontario Works, and they set me up with this program, and I was accepted, and it was really a great thing to hear, because keep a senior warm sounds like a great idea to me, and I think everybody that is qualified should come out and get it.
This yearly event has spread to communities like North Bay, Espanola, and Timmins, and Knott says she hopes to see it grow across the country. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Canadore College unveiled a new dedicated safe space for students to learn more about the residential school system. Created in partnership with the Gord Downey and Cheney Wenjack Fund, the Legacy Space shares the story of Cheney Wenjack, a First Nations boy who died of hunger and exposure in Ontario after escaping a residential school in 1966. The initiative reflects a shared commitment to building cultural understanding and furthering reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people. This is the third safe space in a post-secondary school created by the foundation.
I would like them to come and learn here and feel comfortable asking questions and sharing knowledge and learning more about the true history of Canada.
I would think that they would be proud to know that their legacies are continuing to further educate people, that their legacy is a part of further reconciliation across Canada.
The fund is looking to create these safe spaces at schools all across Canada. The Northern Ontario School of Medicine University has released a report showing more than 50% of its students stay in the North. The findings come from a 20-year study tracking graduates from the school. The report shows 51.3% of NOSM grads have stayed in the North. The majority of those have chosen to be family doctors. The study's lead researcher says the high retention rates for the North are partly because of the school's compulsory rural community placements. Collège Boreal is joining an AI workforce readiness program through a new partnership. The National AI Readiness Program is led by the Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute, or AMI, which equips more than 125,000 students annually with foundational skills involving artificial intelligence. Students at Collège Boreal campuses across the province will be able to learn new concepts, critical thinking, and ethics surrounding AI in the workplace. Collège Boreal is the first Francophone post-secondary institute to join the program. Tomorrow night marks the annual big ticket game as the North Bay Battalion raise money for a good cause. North Bay Police, the battalion, and the Special Olympics are preparing for the troops game against the Erie Otters to raise money for Special Olympians. North Bay will play host to the Special Olympic Winter Games in 2027. Proceeds from tomorrow's game will go directly into that event. Officers and Olympians will be in the stands collecting donations. Game time is 7 p.m. at Bort Longyear Memorial Gardens. The YMCA of Northeastern Ontario got a boost thanks to North Bay's annual road race. The road race donated $5 from every participant, and there were also online donations from the community. This year's total was $5,000. This is the second year the race has partnered with the YMCA's Fill a Bus campaign, which helps kids go to summer camp. Another lottery winner to tell you about in the north. Patrick Brown of the Greater Sudbury community of Garson claimed more than $78,000. He won second prize in the October 15th Lotto 649 draw. He plans to put his winnings toward his son's education and cabin renovations. Every little bit helps. Still ahead on CTV News at 6. We talk with a charity official about how people can help women in Sudbury. Some people you may know need a helping hand right now, and more so as we get closer to Christmas. A program is underway to help women's shelters and community agencies in Sudbury. To tell us more about the Shoebox campaign, let's bring in Janine Pichet. She now joins us. Hi there, Janine.
Hi, Tony. How are you?
I'm doing well. Tell us more about the Shoebox Holiday Drive.
Well, the Shoebox Holiday Drive is on. We started as of November 1st. We're running through to December 1st. So basically what we're asking for are filled standard size decorated shoeboxes with approximately $50 worth of gifts and essentials that any woman might enjoy. And we ask that you include a warm greeting or a message of support. And then in these shoeboxes, we have items such as deodorants, notebooks, pens, personal items, toothbrush, toothpaste, hair ties, hand lotion, and of course the traditional treats, maybe some chocolates or candies or whatever. Anything that might make somebody feel good, at least for a little bit. Christmas time is always very difficult for a lot of people, especially people who have been displaced through homelessness, whatever the reasons may be, and there are numerous reasons. We have about 450 women who are in need of these shoeboxes this year. So it's a hefty number. We're sitting at about 25, so we have a long way to go. And we're hoping that we can get these shoeboxes collected, and we're delivering them to 12 agencies throughout the city of Sudbury. We're delivering to places like Northern Initiative for Social Action, Pregnancy Care Infant Food Bank, the Elizabeth Fry Society, the Women's Center, YWCA, Voices for Women, just to name a few of them. There are 12 of them that we're doing. And yeah, it's a big ask. It's a big ask, but I know Sudbury is super generous. And especially at Christmas time, it really means a lot to these women to get something from somebody and just know that somebody actually took the time to think about them.
Janine, you said a lot there, so let's unpack some of that. Are you short of any particular item for the shoeboxes? Like, do you fall short in a certain category?
Well, typically we ask that the shoebox be donated to us already filled, so that we're not actually making up the shoeboxes. However, there are people who are not able to afford the $50 to do a full shoebox, and that's okay. So at that point, they can donate whatever brand new items they feel they would like to donate, personal products, little gifts, treats, whatever you may feel would help us, we'll take.
You're recommending, and you mentioned this already, a message of support. How important is that to those recipients?
Incredibly. We have had feedback from several of the agencies saying that it's so nice to have the little messages of support because they're typically handwritten. They're not generic messages. They're not folded papers thrown in the boxes. They're actually handwritten cards from individuals around the city. And these messages are just of encouragement, letting them know that it's not the end of the world, that there's another day tomorrow, a brighter day coming. Keep plugging along and just keep trying and striving for a better day.
Janine Piche was our guest, and to learn more or how you can help, head to shoeboxproject.ca. An annual initiative dedicated to helping those in need stay warm this winter wrapped up in Sudbury today. Pure Country 91.7 and Better Beginnings, Better Futures concluded its 10th Coats for a Cause, loading up a truck full of winter gear. For the last 3 weeks, Sudburyans have dropped off hats, mittens, and coats of all sizes at Palladino Auto Group locations across the city. Organizers say this year has seen an outpouring of generosity.
Just from what we've heard from people, this is the best turnout that we've ever had, and the greatest support that we've had from the community yet.
We had to extend because of all these donations, and they're filling our little hallway. We just have this little school, the old school, St. Gabriel, in the flour mill, and we don't have that much space, so we need the people to get there. So the hours are extended. Tuesday and Thursday, we're going from 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. so people can still come if they need it.
Gibbons says Better Beginnings, Better Futures is still collecting donations at its location on Morin Street, adding boots, gloves, and kids' coats are still needed. A Sault Ste. Marie tourism business recently added to its trophy shelf and has a possibility of taking home a Canada-wide award soon. Thrive Tours is an Indigenous ecotourism company that specializes in bringing people onto the land to learn about lifestyles and activities that First Nations people have been doing for centuries. Just 2 weeks ago, founders Amanda and Brad Robinson were awarded the Sustainable Tourism Award from the Tourism Industry Association of Ontario. Next week, the pair head to Gatineau, Quebec for the Canadian Tourism Awards, where they are also up for the Sustainability honor.
Sustainability is really about paying it forward, and we have a lot of our generations that are coming up that are looking for eco-friendly ways in which to traverse the land, and we want to show them a new and a different way maybe of doing that.
We're a small company here in Sault Ste. Marie, and we do see a lot of guests, and we have people coming from all over, but we're so in it, we're doing the things, so we don't maybe see everything that's going around all the time, like in different provinces or different communities, so it's really exciting.
The Robinsons will also be among the featured speakers at the Sault's Fail Fest 2025, showing other entrepreneurs how much their pathway to success was not a linear one. David Daniel has a trio of previews, including a new Toy Story movie, in tonight's Hollywood Report.
Hi there, I'm LilyPad. Let's play!
New tech has the old toys fearing for their futures in the first teaser trailer for Toy Story 5. The new film in the iconic animated franchise is due in theaters June 19th.
How do you live?
Well, I live with the confidence if I believe in myself, the money will follow.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work out?
That doesn't even enter my consciousness.
Maybe it should.
It's fame and fortune or bust for Timothy Chalamet in the latest trailer for Marty Supreme. He plays a young man in 1950s New York determined to do whatever it takes to become a table tennis champion. The sports drama from director Josh Safdie opens in theaters December 25th.
Dogs are very sensitive to anything that throws their routine, like a breakup.
You think love is different because we broke off?
Merv stars Zooey Deschanel and Charlie Cox as exes whose attempts to cheer up their shared dog just might bring them back together again. The Canine Connection rom-com debuts December 10th on Prime Video. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Canadians are still shunning the U.S. Travel across the border is dramatically down. BNN Bloomberg's Marella Fernandez has more.
30% fewer Canadians made the drive across the border last month compared to October of 2024. It is the 10th straight month of lower border traffic. Canadians started turning away from those car trips a month after the U.S. president was elected. The number of Canadians flying to the U.S. also dropped last month by 24%. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up a fraction to 71.43. West Texas Intermediate crude is down over $2.50 to 58.49. Western Canadian Select is up almost $1 to 49.25. And the TSX gained 418 points for a new record close of 30,827. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
And here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold up $68.39, closing the day at $41.95.33 US an ounce. Silver up just over $2 to end the day at $53.26. Copper moved forward 3 cents to $4.91, and nickel down 1 cent, ending the day at $6.74 US a pound. And Rick is back now for one last look at your Thursday weather.
Well, Tony, another day of, showers, flurries, sleet, as we like to call it here in the Northeast. 3 degrees, chance of flurries in Sudbury tomorrow. Timmins, -1, chance of flurries as well. Chance of sleet in the Sioux at 3 degrees. Continuing in North Bay, 3 degrees, chance of flurries. 2 in Parry Sound, chance of sleet. And chance of flurries in Temiskaming Shores at 0. We'll get sunshine by Friday. Tony.
Thanks for that, Rick. And finally, it was a truly Canadian roadblock. That's what Jeffrey William Nylander Gagnon called it when he posted these images to social media. 6 moose were just hanging out on the road near Arrowland, which is about 165 kilometers northeast of Nipigon, Monday. The images have since gone viral, being shared 1,000 times and drawing hundreds of comments. It's a great shot. And folks, that's CTV News at 6. I'm Tony Ryma. More news comes your way at 11:30 with Ian Campbell. Good night.